All right, YouTube. All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. We got some breaking news on the plains, and we have to start to admit at a certain point where there's smoke, there's fire. There had been a little smoke that Austin Davis, offensive coordinator for the Auburn Tigers, would not retain his position as the offensive coordinator, let alone a position that he's barely, well, he hasn't done tangibly. He probably has done a little recruiting, and it turns out that the reasoning, or at least the publicized reasoning for the resignation, is the fact that this is for personal reasons. Now, a lot of things are going to point back to the head coach, which, you know, if you're on the outside looking in, that's the easiest target. Now, what we do want to dissect really quickly, though, is the fact that Austin Davis had no prior college football experience. And he was a relatively youthful quarterback. I mean, a relatively youthful coach. You go from being a youthful coach, not having any experience, and then being expected to coordinate an offense at the collegiate Power 5 level as your first gig. I do delve into some of the decision making on Brian Harson's part as to why this kind of sort of would make sense now that I'm really looking at it. And maybe he was going to utilize this opportunity as a means of, you know, having a little bit more control over the offense. But I do feel like in Power 5 football, in the SEC, I think you need a good coordinator. I think you need a good coordinator that can recruit. And I think you need a good coordinator that wants to recruit. Because if you're going to be successful, you got to have somebody that can motivate the kids and can also teach the kids something that will help them move to the next level. And I'm not saying that Austin Davis wouldn't have been the guy, but his actions have shown that he probably wouldn't have. And I think he backed out of this before he set himself up for fail. He probably did some soul searching and thought about it and said, you know what? I don't believe that I'm cut out for this. Because see, if you look at it, in the NFL, you get who's drafted, you develop them, and it's a pretty easy deal. That's why a lot of guys like going to the NFL, because they don't have to recruit. Because recruiting is the hardest part of the job, because you have to recruit, and you have to recruit aggressively. You have to have a great sales pitch. All of those different things goes into recruiting, and that's the number one part of being successful in college football, is your ability to not only recruit, but recruit at a high level. We're going to add some more to this, but I just wanted to break this news to you. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.